Hey, so today we're going to be reacting to a show that one of my buddies found on YouTube, and then he said, "Hey, you do reactions. What do you think about this?" And I literally saw the thumbnail, which, by the way, "The Soldiers" by NDD. I'm not sure if it's Korean or another Asian language that's there. I believe my buddy said that it was Korean based, so um, in any case, the links to the original video and channel are going to be down in the description below, so go to make sure that you check them out. He was telling me, man, you guys see that this seems like your normal reality TV show, but not, but like where everything is pretty legit in terms of people actually having to do like very demanding things or have to be able to think pretty quickly, see people take on leadership roles. He kind of gave me the gist of it. He didn't give me too much information, like detailed one, so because he wanted me to like be able to see it for the first time. So I know that there's going to be four guys from like different countries. They're going to take on a team, and they're going to start doing missions, trainings, and then the one who does the best at the very end is the winner. I don't know if there's a cash prize or something like that, or maybe they can just say that they won and that they were the best ones. But I'm curious to kind of see what they do, kind of see like what kind of training that they do as far as like, because since he said that it's going to be from different countries, right? And if this is South Korean, from what I'm remembering what he said, I wonder how a language barrier is going to affect you, right? So it's going to be interesting to just kind of see how everything settles out, especially when you're working with people that you haven't probably ever trained with in your life. You may have trained with people in their field, but that's probably about it. Like you don't have like that. You won't know them very well. All right, so now for the record, though, I will be watching the episode fully, although I might have to be cutting out quite a bit of parts because I don't want it to just be like 100%. I'm pretty sure I would get hit with a copyright strike. And if they tell me, like, hey, we don't want you reacting to this, hey, totally fine. I'll just take down the video later. Or in any case, it's just, I don't know, because the way my buddy was describing it, it just seemed very cool. So we're not going to waste so much more time. Before getting into the actual video, though, don't forget to like, subscribe. It really does help me a lot. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I do upload. Now let's go ahead and get right into the video.
My name's Jay Morton.
Bro, doesn't he kind of look like Paul Rudd a little bit? So he's gonna be from the SAS. All right.
I joined Tutor SAS back in 2008. I served 10 years in the SAS.
Fantastic.
You're going through any tough challenge or any difficult course or situation, you get to learn a lot about yourself. And serving the guys in the team and looking at what are their strengths and weaknesses and where they can fit into the team.
My name is Will Ravello. I'm a Special Forces Green Beret. I served a total of 17 years in the military. Well, I don't think I can make my team do anything. I can only say, but the guys on my team, if we're going to do it, give it everything we got. But can I say who's going to do it? I don't know. But we'll figure it out. It'll be good.
I think you can already kind of tell I'm going to be kind of biased since it's the U.S., right, from the Army. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to be very biased here, and I want him to win.
My name is Johan Reispass. I did 17 years in the Swedish Special Forces. Now we're gonna mix up new teams that want to embrace the soldiers so we can build a strong team in a very short amount of time so we can win it.
안녕하세요. 한국인 글로벌 팀장 이창준입니다.
특전사에서 13년 근무했고 특전여단, 정찰대, 707까지 세계 부대를 경험했습니다.
그러니까 특수부대마다의 특성을 살린
Wait, why does every single one of these guys look like a main character in the movie? Doesn't it? And this dude had an intimidating ass face. When I barely saw it. Jesus.
게 아니라 개개인의 유능한 인원들을 모아서 더 멋진 팀을 만든다고 하는 취지가 굉장히 와닿았어요.
3분 그렇지.
솔직히 질 자신 없었습니다.
Wait a minute. Did I just see a female? I could have no, whatever. Honestly, I felt like I should have skipped that whole part because now I feel like I saw a whole bunch of things in the later episodes. But oh well. By the way, I might have to mute this whole part because I'm pretty sure these songs are copyright protected. So I'll probably put on a different music. But if you see the original video, the song slaps pretty damn hard.
안녕하십니까.
아 여기 진짜 리얼이다 약간 좀 이랬던 것 같습니다. 진짜 막 좀 당황 많이 했던 것 같습니다.
Also, by the way, if I say anything about anything on here, I'm pretty sure the majority of these guys, if not all of them, had way more training than me. So just take everything I say with a grain of salt, right? This guy got his hand in his pocket. Look at him. Wait, and rolled sleeves. Who is it? Who does this guy think he is? But they're kind of predicting like a pretty big confidence, right? You know, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I just realized that they like. I mean, obviously they have their full camis. These guys, I mean, if it's the same thing, they're wearing frogs, much more comfortable, much more breathable. They even have like this little. I don't know if theirs has it, but ours had like a little pocket by the ankles. We never used it. I just thought it looked cool.
옛날 생각도 나고.
Oh, it's a guy. Okay, well, he was the one that I saw in that little brief moment where. Okay, great long hair though. Oh.
가슴이 뜨거워지더라고요.
다시 한번 좀 더 강한 남자들이랑 이렇게 겨뤄보고 싶어가지고 지원하게 되었습니다.
자신의 좀 성장할 수 있는 계기가 될 수 있어서 더 솔저스에 지원하게 됐습니다.
우승해야죠. 무조건 1등 해야죠. 우승하겠습니다.
그건 또 비벼봐야 될 것 같습니다. 솔직히 비벼봐야 될 것 같습니다.
Also, okay, so all these people were older, supposed to be out of the military. So you're going to assume and compare like to most other shows, right? Where they try to do something similar like this. These guys are probably going to be way more in shape. Obviously they would have to, considering the little brief slideshow of missions that they just showed, right? I've also been realizing, you ever notice if since all these guys are already out, they all still kind of have similar haircuts, right? That little mid fade, low fade, high fade, whatever you get, really doesn't disappear even after the military. You kind of get used to it. I mean, some people, like the guy who had his hair grow out more. I think one of them looks like he had dyed hair blonde, because I think his eyebrows are black. So I don't know. I'd have to see him again.
하려면 힘들겠다. 좀 빡세게 할 것 같은데요, 느낌이.
오죽 때 있었어?
네네. 이야기 많이 들었습니다. 몸속에 있었으면 니들 죽었다. 이런 말을 많이 들었었는데.
Oh, he's got a headphone. Look at that. Oh, I've been wondering what these little things were. I'm like, oh, they're mics. Yeah, just a little off topic thing. I mean, obviously this guy's not in anymore, or maybe inactive reserve. But whenever we were in uniform, we couldn't have headphones on us. Only, while in uniform, even if it was like green on green. But we could only do it if we were like stationary, or if we were already in the gym, right? We couldn't even have it to like the barracks to the gym. It was dumb stuff, right? But yeah. You know what that reminded me of? I had a super senior when I was in, and his name was Hanson, but he had like a very movie star type face, right? And they called him Handsome Hanson, right? I feel like every maybe at the very least every platoon always has that one guy that just looks really good, right? Or is considered like the hot one, right? And ours was Handsome Hanson. So
안 되면 되게 하라.
you know what I realized? Almost every other branch, but not only branch, like from the U.S., but it seems like from other countries as well, always have patches. I mean, obviously each one has a reasoning for it, but I mean, for the Marine Corps, I don't even think we ever had patches. Maybe you had a patch that you put on like piece of your gear. People would have one on their fanny pack, maybe on their assault pack or day pack, but we never really had any on the uniform at all, right? Besides, our chevrons, because typically in our regular cams we had like the little metal rankings, and we put like the little backing. But when we'd be on deployment, we'd have frogs. We would have like a little patch that you can just kind of stick, kind of like a Velcro, right? Which so much easier, right? Instead of just having to buy. It felt a lot better than having just that little rank right here. But as far as I know, the Marine Corps really didn't have much of any patches.
특전사 13 특수임무여단 송병석입니다. 현재는 스파르탄 레이스 프로 선수로 활동하고 있고, 장애물 레이스라고 생각하시면 되고요. 산이나 들판, 아웃도어에서 장애물을 극복해서 기록 싸움을 하는 스포츠입니다. 최근 성적은 1위입니다.
I actually have a video if you guys want to watch it. I actually did Spartan Race 2 like back in August, and I was competing with I was with two buddies of mine, and we had one buddy that was kind of outpacing us quite a bit, specifically on like the distances between the obstacles. I was kind of hanging on in there, and we had a buddy of mine who was talking the most trash, was doing the worst. He fell behind so much just because of the amount of running that is actually included in between obstacles. It was funny because they both said, "Hey man, mad respect, man. I didn't think you'd make it this far." I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? I might not be in shape, but I can definitely push my body to a certain extent, even if I don't work out. Whether or not I do well is a different story. But yeah, if you want to watch that, if I remember to link it down in the description below. Then again, someone could be really good, but also depending with what team they end up with, are they gonna have to pull more slack to maybe help with the another team members like not being able to do something, or if they end up being on a good team where things are pretty split, right? As far as like everyone like is pretty good at something and they can really utilize that to their advantage, then things could be a whole lot easier, quicker, and just better, right? I don't know if they were told beforehand, like, hey, come here in uniform, or maybe that is what they wear, right? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, hey, honestly, if they weren't told, who would have ever known? I could have sworn I saw somebody bring some sneakers in as well during their entrance, but yeah, it's good suits.
유니원 취향 모델에도 모델. 연예인 아닙니까?
Oh God, dude! Wait, I just. Huh? Oh, okay. I just realized, dude, this happened a lot in the Marine Corps too. You would come outside, you would be told one thing, right? Because they would say, "Hey, boots and utes, flak," and then you come outside and it's like, no, it was actually green on green. So you're like, fuck. And then you have to come back inside, change everything. Essentially, coming outside and seeing everyone just dressed a whole lot differently than what you come out as, and you're just thinking like, okay, now I probably only got a couple minutes to change. It happened a lot, and I'm pretty sure they just felt that right now, as far as like, oh shit.
중고사들인가? 중고사랑 그치.
Wait, did one of them have their collar up? He's the cool kid, man.
저희 중고사 소속에는 외부에 노출되면 안 돼가지고 그래서 저희는 정장을 입고 출연을 했습니다.
일단 저희는
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, honestly, I think in the U.S. military and whole Marine Corps, or like Marines, are the only ones who aren't allowed to wear their uniform out in public unless it is authorized. Because you see them in like pulley events, right, or certain other events. But I think that's very, yeah. I think it has to get approved. I'm pretty sure, because for the most part, you can't wear it outside because they see it as making you a target. So I now understand why they actually came like this, right? You don't want anyone to know you're part of the military. You're supposed to be completely top secret, even though we can see your face right now. But I thought okay, so I'm wondering if these guys are just like admin, right? Working like more like in the office type thing, or if they actually go in and do some stuff. I no idea.
임무에 대해서는 말씀드릴 수 없고
국가 기밀이어가지고 말씀은 드릴 수가 없습니다. 고통을 즐기면서 하겠습니다.
1등 하겠습니다.
All right, after this is over, I gotta download these songs, man, or try to find them at least. they're good. Although you're probably not gonna be hearing them because I might have to mute it.
이 대원들은 앞으로 팀이 이루어지게 되면 여러분들의 멘토가 돼서 여러분들과 함께 동고동락을 하게 될 팀장들. 당연히 이 사람들 또한 세계에서 내놓으라 하는 특수부대 출신들. 요한 이창준 팀장.
네 명 다 포스가 특수부대에 갔구나. 쉽게 생각하면 안 되겠다.
Yo, homie here looks like he just wants to fight someone. He's mean mugging the shit out of everybody, and I love it. All right, so I try to move myself out of the frame as much as possible. I mean, just so you could read the subtitles as well. I feel like if I move it a little too much up here, it's just going to look weird, right? Yeah, let's do that. Just so that way, because I just realized you guys can't read the subtitles, right?
No individual is greater than the team. The team comes first, and your mates are safe, and the mission is complete. Then we worry about ourselves. I'm Will Ravello for the United States. I have over 17 years of military experience. I was a Force Recon Marine. I was also United States Army Special Forces. I have served in Iraq and
So he was both. All right, I'm definitely going for him.
Afghanistan.
팀보다 위대한 그 개인은 없다? UDT 출신이다 보니까 저희도 이제 팀 체제로 그렇게 작전을 하다 보니까 첫 번째 그 슬로건이 조금 가슴에 와닿았던 것 같습니다.
Strong faith, unlimited trust. In the team, the trust is everything. Without no trust, there is no team. My name is Johan Reispass. I'm from Sweden. I did 17 years in the Swedish Special Forces, the SOG, and specialized in hostage rescue. Then multiple missions to Congo, Africa, Afghanistan, and the Balkan Peninsula.
군생활할 때부터 좀 스웨덴에 관련된 특수부대를 잘 모르고 있다가 이번에 또 처음 알게 돼서 어떤 식으로 하는지 되게 궁금해서 같이 해도 좋을 것 같아요.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people talk about Polish when I was in. I haven't heard too much about Swedish, but I mean, considering he was Special Forces, it's got to be some good training, right?
영감한자 가 시연기 한다. So overcome your fears. Even a back marker can become a winner. So the SAS is the British Special Forces unit, which specialises in infill skills through the air. My name is Jay Morton. I'm from the UK. I served 10 years with the SAS, the British Special Forces. Before that, I was in the Parachute Regiment for 4 years. Deployed all over the country, deployed to Afghanistan on multiple tours, and tours of Iraq.
전 영국의 SAS 나오셨다는 분, 저희 슬로건을 말할 때 그게 제 슬로건이랑 좀 비슷해가지고 좀 눈길이 갔습니다.
버텨라. 버티면 이긴다. 여러분들 모두가 포기만 하지 않으면 누구든 1등을 할 수 있다고 생각합니다. 특전 대대에서 3년, 정찰대에서 3년, 707 EOD에서 3년, 707 대태.
Yeah, man, I was trying to pause it. Hold on. Go back to it. Hold on.
특전 대대.
First of all, holy shit. Okay, second of all, wait. I was gonna say if any of these look like they had a crow system, but obviously I don't think bad thing because I don't know how long the crow system, which is like it's like an automatic, or think of it like a remote controlled gun, right? You shoot like a Mark 19, 50 cal, 240, I believe also. And yeah, dude, I remember. Was it? Well, I mean, the MRAP's slightly different. I don't know what type of model this is, but obviously somewhat kind of close to one, right? Damn, these things would always be so cool to get in though. I know these aren't the actual ones that I wrote in, but somewhat similar, right, in style.
3년, 정찰대에서 3년, 707 EOD에서 3년, 707 베테랑팀에서 3년 동안 근무하고 13년 동안 특수부대에서 근무한 이창준이라고 합니다. 707은 대테러 업무를 위주로 임무 수행을 하는 부대입니다. 기본적인 체력 그리고 정신력 그 국가를 지키기 위해서는 필수 요소라고 생각을 합니다.
저는 그 이상사님이 제일 기억에 많이 남았습니다. 워낙에 특전사 때부터 제가 존경하던 분이셔가지고 꼭 같이 해보고 싶습니다.
이젠 본격적인 생존 경쟁이 시작이 됩니다. 지금 여러분들이 서 있는 자리에서 11시 방향으로 여러분들의 숙소가
Okay. Your base camp is located at 11 o'clock. Why does it seem like they're going to have to do a little run now? And I think I see a trail or a road right here. But, okay, because my mind just went to those guys in the 2 suits and the shoes they're wearing. It's not going to be fun for them, right? I think people had like different sizes of bags, although I'm pretty sure they were required to just bring certain things, right? Maybe they just brought what they thought they would need. But depending on how far it is, how steep the elevation is, obviously it looks like a bunch of mountains. It's not going to be a fun time. Fun for me because I get to watch, but.
이게 지진이라고 생각을 했습니다. 처음에 일단 배낭을 들었는데 이게 너무 무거운 겁니다. 제 복장이 좀.
I mean, hey man, to be fair, let me change that again. To be fair, you probably didn't know you were going to be doing this. But as soon as they said where the base was, that's. Oh. Damn, honestly, in those cases, you just got to push through it. That's the only way I could see it. And some of these guys have 2 bags. Well, I mean, if you only had 1 bag, especially if it's like a sea bag, put it on your back and start running. Or at least fast walk, right?
이래가지고 아쉬운 부분이 남아있는데
1등, 2등, 3등까지는 어드밴티지가 주어집니다. 30kg 군장을 메고 베이스 캠프까지 이동하라. 베이스 캠프까지 거리는 약 1km. 강한 체력과 지구력을 가진 요원을 가려내는 오프닝 미션.
Damn, I always get my kilometers and miles mixed up. So, because 5 kilometers is like 3 miles, if I remember right. So it's probably like less than a mile-ish, roughly. Even then, still hard if you're going to be going uphill, which it looks like they are the whole time. So it's going to be hard regardless, and then also including the elevation change.
도착 순서에 따라 1위부터 10위까지는 상팀 막사, 11위부터 20위까지는 하팀 막사로 입장. 과연 선착순 탑3 안에 들어 어드밴티지를 얻을 요원은 누가 될 것인가?
Well, I mean, they're not like sprinting, but they're doing like kind of a fast jog. You know, I mean, obviously, I have no doubt in my mind these guys are incredibly fit, like already and still are. So maybe, I mean, to me, if I was doing it right now, you know, I got a bit of a little gut, but I would probably be kind of speed walking and kind of judging how everyone's going and then kind of adjust to that. And then once about halfway through, start cutting away from the pack. And not that I'm surprised, the guys in the suits, man. I think the other guy's farther back over here, but I mean, hell, they finishing with just these dress shoes, you know, it's gonna be difficult. Just when the last dude in the suit was carrying it, like in front of him.
이거 무겁더라고요, 생각보다. 그리고 경사를 봤는데 경사로도 높고, 근데 거리는 어느 정도인지 모르고. 아, 이거는 20명하고 싸움이 아니고 그냥 나올.
He said he didn't know how long the distance was, which technically I don't think he did mention the distance. I think it was just told to us, right? So it could also be one of those things where you don't know if it's going to be like a couple miles, right? Huh. And as far as I've seen with other like documentaries, as far as like looking into like special forces, right? One of the things that they had always kind of did, as far as I saw, was that they never really told you how far something was gonna be. So, damn, that could really mess with your head. I mean, I feel like it happened to us too sometimes, but for the most part, we were always told like how long something would be, or supposed to be. And now, for the most part, if you were stationed in Camp Pendleton or like in Horno or something, You know, you guys had way more hills than we did in 29 Palms, but 29 Palms had rough terrain too, right? I mean, we had a lot of soft sand, long distances. It was hot beyond all belief. Actually, if you've been in both areas, all right, I mean, I thought my thing was buffering there for a sec. If you've been in both areas and you've hiked in both areas, what do you think? Where do you think was a little more difficult as far as that goes? But yeah, man, if you start going uphill, especially like in SOY, we did a lot of uphill specifically during land nav and like the 5, 10, 15, and 20K hike that we did. People like, especially if you're going uphill, they start like pushing down on their knees, right, to kind of get like a little boost. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys early look really exhausted, but I guarantee you, anybody would be exhausted maybe 10 or 15 seconds going up, right? I mean, hell, if you've been up Sugar Cookie and 29 Palms, that's not even that far of a distance when you think about it. It's just that there's a lot of soft sand and you're going uphill and it's pretty damn steep and it sucks. Also, as far as that heavy breathing goes, man, you hear this too, especially when you're hiking, because you could hear everybody just like breathing. You know how people say, "Oh, you want to breathe through your nose," right? Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard because you know, regardless, you're gonna want to breathe out through your mouth. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I gotta do some more hiking, man, because I want to see if I can still do it, right? Oh, it snapped on him. Oh, that's why he would. Okay, okay. This guy just has all the worst kind of luck.
끊었어. 뛰는 건 좀 자신이 있어 하는 편이어서 그래 뛰자 하고 뛰었는데.
He's kind of like a little Nissan car, like going in between everybody in traffic. I don't know really if it broke or if maybe it just slipped out of the, because those things, especially when if you're trying to readjust, they can kind of slip out of the little black groove thing that's supposed to hold it together, right? I mean, it's happened to me, you know, even like your main pack. Although I know they don't have main packs here. It's got like these little flips things on the shoulder straps, right? I guess. Yeah, you pull it or pull up, and it just disconnects the bag from you. It's that collar going up, man. It's slowing him down. He's got to put it down. I mean, it's pretty crazy, man. He did start out last, and I think they said he was in the 6th place now.
쉽진 않아요. 아 진짜로 오랜만에 또 무거운 걸 짊어지고 또 뛰고 하니까 굉장히 오랜만에 피맛을 느꼈습니다.
이 언덕이 너무 생각보다 가팔라가지고.
Real quick, as far as it, like, despite how steep it is, but if it starts to get like steeper, even just like a little bit incline wise, I was told 2 different things from 2 different people. One is continue, look forward, look up, keep going, because if you look down, you're gonna start like, I guess like the whole straw thing. It's gonna be a little harder to breathe, right? And then I've heard others tell the exact opposite. Say, hey, look down. Don't try to focus on what's in front of you right now, because eventually you're going to get there. If you look at it and it just looks far, it's going to mess with you mentally, right? And you're looking down, and the next thing you know, you're going to be there. I've heard different stories as far as like hiking and all that. I mean, what's your take on it? Did you look forward? Did you look down? Were you one of those people that would kind of help push other people? Or were you the person that was getting pushed and you'd be like, don't effing touch me? Because that happened a lot too. Also, I'm curious as to kind of what boots everyone's wearing, because you have like those Bates lights, which are supposed to be really light, but it's like people apparently like twisting their ankles in them. I always had the rat boots, right? The ones that we got in boot camp. Never really traded them out. I always just had the same pair, just because to me they provided quite a bit of ankle support. Even though some people said like the little plastic in the back would kind of cut into your foot, it never happened to me. I mean, hell, my boots, I still have them today. I mean, they still look pretty decent, right? And yeah, I mean, there's some other different ones. There's some that had like a Nike logo on it. I don't know if that was actually like a Nike branded one or if it's just something that they put on it. But you know, different types of boots. Some are like better for cold weather, etc.
For example, number 1, really strong. They're all very well trained, good physical.
Good physically, but now it also comes to that mental aspect, right? I mean, you could have strongest, toughest guy and still give up, right? But you might have a weaker guy. I mean, because I remember I remember due to circumstances, I was able to talk to a guy who was a Navy SEAL, and when he talked about his process of becoming one, he was talking about how he wasn't like the strongest guy, he wasn't like the fastest. He just said that he could take a lot of pain and continue to do what he has to do, which I thought was pretty cool.
There you go.
That has got to be the nicest Connex box I've ever seen.
제가 뒤를 안 봤어요. 거의 다 들어왔을 때 뒤를 봤는데 안 보이더라고요. 그렇게 경험해본 사람만이 아는데 그때 희열하고 자부심이라고 해야 되나?
That is a satisfying feeling, man. The one time I can remember specifically was in boot camp. We were doing our final CFT and we were doing the 800-meter dash, right? And I remember taking off. I felt so good because at that point I lost like 30 pounds almost. I had a six-pack, right? And I'm running. And then as I'm getting close to the end, one of my drill instructors who's off to the side says, "You better hurry the F up because he's about to catch you." And without looking back, I started sprinting so much faster. And as soon as I finished, that's when I look back. I'm like, dude, closest guy behind me is barely like 3/4 of the way done. Like I beat everybody in my little group. That, like the whole thing says joy and pride. That it does feel so damn good.
그런 부분은 엄청 좋았습니다.
So both the guys in the suits made it. Dude, that's pretty damn impressive. Considering, I mean, yes, their shoes might be lighter, but it'd be way more comfortable. I'm pretty sure they all got blisters. But let me go ahead. As people start finishing, I think that is a good place to end it. Just because, I mean, these ones, it looks like they're going to be like an hour long. All right, but we're going to go ahead and end the video right there. I decided to kind of see what the second part of this episode is. I'm really pretty hyped because it definitely gives like a lot of reminders of like instances when like I was in, maybe when you were in, as far as like doing technically that's kind of a ruck run, right? It's not really a hiking, although I just say hiking for everything. It's kind of like a ruck march, and yeah, dude, especially with these sea bags. I mean, typically if you got everything in it, if it's packed nice and well, it could feel a whole lot lighter than if it was like jumbly, right? Things inside moving around. I don't know what's inside of it, but typically that's what we would do also, as far as like putting like our sleeping bag, sleeping system at the bottom of the pack, and we had to put our flak in. We put it inside as close with the sappies out, closest to your back, so that way it's not going to like have you leaning backwards. After that, a lot of these other things like a poncho liner, extra camis, extra clothes and all that, we're stuffing all around the sides to kind of even things out, right? Make sure nothing's going to move too much. It makes the pack a whole lot lighter. But dude, I mean, didn't see as much as the missions yet, but I'm pretty sure that's going to happen more when they already have the teams established. I don't know how exactly they're going to process, like people get eliminated. Maybe it might be the people who are in last place of this event. Don't know. I mean, it looks like there's still quite a bit of this episode, right? So kind of excited to see what happens, and let me know what you think about this. Have you seen this already? I mean, hell, I want the US team to win. That's me being biased. Whatever. But in any case, that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient. And I think I found my new favorite series. Just, I mean, I don't know. Something about it. Seems way more physically demanding from other things that I've seen. So drop a like, subscribe, comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you all on the next video.